Hey there, welcome back. So here's the next project that I want to dig into. I want to see if this pony motor runs and use it to replace the one I have on my 70. The one I have, or the one that's on the 70 right now, has a cracked block or something's going on with it. I'm not 100% sure, but there is issues with water getting into the crankcase, so the one I have is no good. So I'm hoping this is a good replacement. Carburetor has been gone through. I did that a while back. The distributor needs some work. There's no spark, so we do have to go through that. I do want to lay it on its side and pull the bottom inspection plate off to make sure there's no issues on the oil side, the filter, strainer, whatever it may be down there. So there are a few things that I want to do before we try to run it. So let's dig into it and see what we got. All right, so here we go. I got her moved, not very light, but I did get it moved over here. So the first thing we will do is pull the cover off and see what we got going on under here. So there's what everything looks like. Here's the breakdown in the book. Kind of shows everything. We'll pull this completely off, and that way it'll be easier to put all the new stuff in it there. So there are 4 screws holding this on. One down in here, and then all the way around. And we'll just pull the wires off here. Just like so. So we'll take this apart, clean it up. So we'll just pull everything apart. We'll pull the coil or the points off, the condenser. There's the points. Another set of points. And the felts are in here. Then we pull out, there we go. So we'll pull the coils out and the coil bar. There we go. Looks like there's a little corrosion. It should be able to be cleaned up. And now we'll pull the coils out. And pull the through bolt out, the insulated through bolt. Those are a little stuck on there, it looks like. All right, so after a little bit of struggle in here, I did get one loose. All right, so the first thing I did is I grabbed a socket here so I could just push on it. I wanted to push instead of tapping on it, just to see if I could get things cracked loose to move. And this one's a little bit stubborn. There we go. I just got it to move. Just have to be careful on the back side here. And on the last one, I had to use a puller. Might have been overkill. I just needed something to support everything or to get behind the two coils, and that's why I used this. A little easier now since I have it halfway apart. And then I used a brass drift. And looks like my whole coil is coming apart on this one. Yeah, look at that. So I'll just reposition this in the vise. It's just loose right now, and that should just catch on the ledge, the edge of it. There we go. So I'll bring you over here. So there's the coil bar. Looks like everything was corroded on there pretty well. This one did come apart, break apart. So that's those coils, all that stuff. I'm going to clean this stuff up. I have everything cleaned up here, and we'll just put this together. And they just go in. It's got a little tab on there to hold the coils into place. And then the same thing for the other side. So I did get this kit from Steiner, I do believe. I did get it a while back. And that goes like that. All these are in here. We'll just pop them in here. The grommets hold everything or insulate everything. Then put into the case. And we'll drop the screws in. Now I'll put this bottom bar in. These wires go up to the power supply, 6-volt power supply, and then these are to the coils, or to the condensers. Alright, so now we will put the wipers in, just some felt wipers. Alright, so the wipers are in there, some felt wipers, and we got the little shoes that go in here, actuators. We push up on the points. Gonna put a little dielectric grease on those. And we'll put the points in. We'll make the final adjustment when it's on the engine, and we'll set them to 20 thousandths. This is what. As you can see, you can actuate them, push them up the cam lobe, or the lobes on the. We'll push that up, and open and close your points. And then we'll drop the condensers in. And then hook the wires up for the condensers to the points to the coils. And then the last would be our power supply through a through bolt, through stud. Did take it all the way apart, it didn't have to be. And we are good to go there. So you can see everything's in there. I'm just going to put this on there for safekeeping. The next step is I'm actually going to test this on the bench. I'm going to somehow set this up. We'll put 12 volt or 6 volts to it, excuse me. And I'll put some plugs in there. And we will see if we can get it to pop on each side here. Here's my ground wire. It's a positive ground system, so I just labeled it red, or put the red wire for positive ground. I'm just going right to the case. That's all it is, so just put that. And then my negative, which will be my black, goes to the insulated stud here. And then we'll open and close the points, and then we should be able to see the spark, maybe. Let's move them a little bit out of the way. So I'm going to power this up, and I'll just open and close this point here first. This one will spark over here. It's powered up. That's that side. I'm going to switch around here and get everything positioned so I can open and close this one. Okay, I'm going to power it up again. Now the one on the right side. I'll take this apart and I'm going to put this on the engine and we'll set the points. Right, so I do have a little light on here. Hopefully this isn't too overpowering, but we'll set these points. Pretty simple setup. I'm just going to turn it on the back side. You can see here's the lobe that's opening and closing, so this one's open over here now. We'll just bring it all the way up and we'll make that adjustment. Looks like I got well over 20. So I just have a little bit of resistance on the screw so I can slowly bring it up to it. I'm gonna leave it right there. Yeah, I have a little resistance, so like that. Snug that one up. Then we'll turn it over to the other guy. Working around the camera. I would call that's good. So that's how you set it. It does say 20 set points to 20 thousandths. Alright, so that's all good to go. I'm just going to throw the cover on so it's out of the way, so we don't bang something up. The next step is I'm going to get it positioned on its side. I'll probably lay it on this side, and then we'll pull the bottom inspection cover off, make sure everything's good there. Okay, so here we are. We have it laying on its side, and we'll pull this bottom inspection cover off to see what the bottom end looks like. Just to verify a couple things before we start it. See what's behind door number 1 here. Oof. Some nasty stuff in there, huh? Besides that, it looks fairly clean. Everything looks somewhat decent in there. I'm just going to walk these caps back and forth now. They seem to be good. Might be able to do some. I'm going to clean it up and we'll button everything back up. Alright, so a little update. I found broken push rods, push tubes, whatever you want to call them. This one is all there, this one is missing, so I don't know where the pieces are. I'll have to do some digging to see where they're at. I went back to the other pony motor I have that's on the tractor, and I managed to dig 2 of them out. I'm going to put these in there and we'll see what it does. So we'll try to stick all this back together. All these seem to be working. And down back together here. Trying to center that in there a little bit. So the rocker shaft that goes in there has a dog point set screw, Allen screw. There we go. Alright, those 2 are adjusted. Just these 2 pistons come up at the same time. And you can see in the hole there, pistons are right there. So this one is on top dead center. And I can tell by this guy right here, this other one, you see how when I rock it back and forth, it's in valve overlap. So that tells me this guy is on top dead center, and I can adjust valves. That guy is loose. And that guy is tight. Tight. So let's back this one up a little bit. There we go. We'll come over here and do this other side. Valve overlap, so these guys are up next to adjust. There, and give her another spin. That completes the inspections, the adjustments, and the rebuilding of the distributor on this John Deere Pony Motor. If it starts and runs good, we should have a good replacement for the old one that I have that is no good on the tractor. So please stick around and we will get this set up to run on the next video. Thanks for watching.